Joining me now is Kari Lake, Republican nominee for Arizona governor. Kari, first of all, everyone knows that I wasn't, on your bandwagon during the primary for sure, but I'm watching you take on the media, and the only other person who's done it like you is DeSantis and Trump. That's it. I mean, of everyone I've seen out there. What put the fight in your belly to do what you're doing today, given all these headlines?
Oh my gosh! Thank you for having me on. I'm so glad that you're having me on. I appreciate it so much, Laura. I'll tell you, I worked on the inside of the media for nearly 30 years, so I understand, as they say, how the sausage is made, and I've turned the tables on them. Every event we go to, we draw a massive media crowd, and we are always reporting and recording them. And we show the people what the media is up to, because usually they ask the nasty question that's full of an agenda and narrative, and then they cut that part out and never show the people how bad they appear. So we're just actually flipping the tables on them and revealing who they really are.
Now, Kari, I want to play your opponent, Katie Hobbs' latest rationale for dodging you. Watch.
For me, this debate about debates is over. Kari Lake is so desperate for a debate because she is scared to sit down and have an in-depth conversation because it will highlight her level of inexperience, the lack of qualification to be governor.
Kari, it's your inexperience and lack of qualification that makes you want to debate. That kind of doesn't make sense, but your reaction.
They said the same thing about Ronald Reagan. They said he's just an actor. He just reads scripts. He used to be a Democrat. What does he know? And he went on to be truly probably the greatest governor this country ever saw when he was governor of California and turned that state around. And boy, do we need another Ronald Reagan in California right now. So I don't, nobody's listening to her. She's the one who's afraid to take the debate stage. And I consider, Laura, a debate to be a job interview. The people of Arizona, the voters of Arizona, are the hiring manager, and we're showing up to present our case for what we want to do for Arizona. I'm happy to do it. I've cleared my schedule 3 times now to do it, and we're going to show up Sunday for the final chance for Katie to grow a spine and join me. I kind of doubt she's going to do it, though.
Yeah, another empty chair there. Kari, it looks like Hobbs was just involved in some kind of, registration fiasco where 6,000 ballots that were incorrect were mailed out, and supposedly they're correcting that. But she's the Secretary of State, and she's talking about your experience, given what she just oversaw.
Everything I've done in my life, whether it was my first job, one of my first jobs as a janitor, all the way up into a journalist, I did and I excelled at. And I did with great work ethic and hard work. She's been incompetent in every role she's ever played, including, and most importantly, as Secretary of State. Yes, 6,000 ballots, the wrong ballots sent out. In our primary election, she gave guidance to how many ballots needed to go out. And in Pinal County, one of our biggest counties, 1 hour into Election Day, they ran out of Republican-only ballots. She's completely incompetent. The Arizona Supreme Court has called her that in their recent ruling. And she's only showed up for work 19 days out of the last 6 months. She's had the Secretary of State's office closed due to COVID.
Oh, my God.
As I'm saying, get your butt back to work, Katie. Nobody gets to show up 19 days in 6 months.
Oh, my. Okay. First of all, you told me something I didn't know. When I love that when a guest tells me something I don't know. That is absolutely a disqualifier right there. Of all the things I've heard about her, that's one of the worst. Kari, now we heard today, of course, that President Trump was subpoenaed to appear before the January 6th committee after the election. They're trying to hold on to relevance as long as possible. Your reaction to that?
I'm just amazed at how they're obsessed with President Trump. I get asked about him every day on the campaign trail. I think he's fantastic, and I'll take any question that deals with President Trump. And I always start with, don't we miss him? And don't we miss his policies? And don't we miss the economy under President Trump? But I'll tell you what, I've been on the campaign trail, Laura, about 508 days now. Nobody ever asks about what that commission is up to. Nobody ever asks about Ukraine. Everyone's asking about our wide open border, drugs pouring in, illegal immigration. They're asking about the education system that's brainwashing our children. They're concerned about the crime that's rising on the streets. And that's why they're voting Republican, because Republicans and the new Republican Party have the common sense ideas to the problems that we're facing. The left is pushing nonsense. We're pushing common sense.
What one thing will you do first when you get settled into office, if you should win this?
Well, even before I get settled, after I take the oath of office, in the first hour, we're going to issue a declaration of invasion on our border, and we're going to take back control of our border from the cartels that Joe Biden has ceded control to. And we are going to secure the border, stop the fentanyl from pouring across and the people from being trafficked across our border. And then we're going to get to work on a whole bunch of other things, including restoring honesty and faith in our elections and turning our education system around. We want to start offering after 10th grade in high school. We want to offer kids the opportunity to get trade skill training, vocational training, and career certification in high school so our kids are ready for the work, to be in the workforce out there. We've got lots of jobs. We just need the people to fill them.
Kari, I can't wait to see how this all plays out. If we don't talk to you before election night, and we very well may talk to you before election night, I think you're going to win this. Best of luck out there. Keep fighting.
Thank you.